to show you my niece's 18th birthday cake. She loves chocolate, so I done her a dripping chocolate cake with all her favourite candy on it. She loves purple, so I've done a purple cake board and the cake's purple inside. If you want to know how I made this cake, just keep watching and subscribe if you want more videos from me. See you next time. So here I am with my cake. I have it divided out into 6 sections and I'm just going to do the filling. Generally how I do the filling is I would use a knife, a normal knife, and put on an initial small coat, as you can see I'm doing here. That just catches any crumbs and stuff, so you're not going to have it in the main part of your filling. Once you've done that, you're just going to put in the main part, which you can see me doing now. Once you have that done and you've every layer filled, then we're just going to go round the outside and trim it. Ideally I would have liked to have trimmed a lot more off this so you could see the purple peeping through, but I just didn't want to take too much off it. I was afraid of it losing its stability. Next time I would do it in a 10-inch tin. So then we're just going to do our crumb coat and pop it in the fridge. Once it's in the fridge, or while it's in the fridge, we're going to do our ganache. And you can see how I do my ganache below. Basically it's just I put the chocolate in my bowl and then add the boiling cream to it and just keep mixing it until you get it to the right consistency. And while it's cooling, take your cake out of the fridge that's got its crumb coat on and do your final layer. I'm really messy whenever I'm frosting. I just lump it on, as you can see. But it works out in the end. I just work with it until I get it right. So now for the fun stuff. This is where I'm putting on the ganache. I didn't put on as much as I thought I would need at the start. You're better kind of going in very gingerly with this to start off with. If you go in with too much, that's it, completely ruined. Whereas if you go in with a little bit less than you think you're going to need, at least you can always add more, which I eventually do. So once you've got it on the top, you're just kind of working with it and pushing the frosting over the edge. I've seen some people doing it with a piping bag. You can do that as well, but time wasn't on my side, so I just went for the lazy option, but it worked out okay. Now I'm going to add all the bits and bobs. This was so much fun. You're just going in with all your chocolate, all your candy, and just loading that bad boy up as much as you can get on it. I put Maltesers around the bottom. There's Toblerone there, crunchy, twirl, everything you can think of. Basically all my niece, her favourite chocolates are on this cake. And because she's 18, I had to put 18 stars on it for her. This is my crunchy, which I just chopped up and stuck on. There's something weirdly satisfying about watching this. I think I might like chocolate a little bit too much. Making a little pyramid out of Rolos here. This is just where I'm sprinkling over some of the crunchy. I just bashed up more crunchy and sprinkled it over the top, which give it a really, really nice spot of colour. And then I just went completely overboard, just sticking chocolate in here, there and everywhere. And there it is, my niece's 18th birthday cake. If you like my tutorials and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time. Bye.
Hi everybody, it's Holly. Today we're going to show you how to make a cake. so yeah.